Hi. Do you like strict diets? You know, the ones that rob you of everything that you like to eat? How about teeny tiny little portions that leave you absolutely starving? Or what about becoming vegetarian? Or better yet, vegan? If you're tired of all the weight loss fads and all the pills and gimmicky diets, then keep watching, because I'm going to show you step by step how I was able to transform my life by losing 50 pounds in 1 year with no gym, no money, and no diet. My name is Matt Johnson, and I am currently unemployed. The good news is that I have extra time. And with this time, I'm going to show you step by step how and why I was able to change my mindset and accept the challenge that we all face every day. What challenge, you ask? That's a great question. I'm talking about becoming the best possible version of yourself. Physically, mentally, emotionally, I'm talking every way possible. One thing that we all have in common is that we all have at least one thing we like to improve about ourselves. And if you're anything like me, you have lots of things you would like to improve. But thinking about all of them can be scary, like really scary. Where will I find the time? I'll start next Monday. I'm gonna start on my birthday. This New Year's, I swear that's it. I would make excuse after excuse for years. Until one day, I caught myself staring at my 40s, which was not too far away. And I just started wondering where the past 15 years had went. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for exclusive behind the scenes content. I'm actually gonna start sharing everything that has gotten me to this point, raw and uncut. Really, it's in hopes that it will inspire and motivate you to begin your journey today, to start pursuing your passions and to start taking actions, real actions, to become the best possible version of yourself. So where was I? Oh yes, making excuses, procrastination, soon approaching 40, right.
The best years of my life are over.
Back in August 2020, I made the decision to finally accept the challenge. I was always athletic as a kid. I swam competitively. I played football in high school as well as basketball. Did a little bit of boxing at my local boxing club. So I was always really athletic, pretty fit.
Home run, touchdown, golf reference.
I eventually went on to play basketball in university as well. But after I finished university, the weight just started piling on. In my late 20s, my first child was born, and so was my new belly. This belly was serious. It had a mind of its own. I just started to accept that this was the new me. Priorities change. You have family, you have kids, you're working every day, you're tired when you get home from work. I was caught in the hamster wheel we call life. And as a result, my diet definitely suffered. I was eating what was quick and convenient as opposed to what was healthy and nutritious. My career on paper looked fantastic. I was the envy of a lot of my friends and family. I was the one that made it, but I felt undervalued, underappreciated, and just unfulfilled.
Who doesn't want to be here?
The student loan that I was carrying felt like it was never going away. And like many university graduates, I relied on my good credit to keep afloat. This eventually led to a debt load that felt like a ball and chain that I was lugging around with me everywhere.
You better pay or we'll funk you up. I said we will funk you up.
And that competitive edge that I always had as an athlete, that passion that I'd always attacked basketball with, was becoming a faint and distant memory. I never really spoke about it, but it was super depressing, the whole transition and not being that athlete anymore. I miss being an athlete. I miss being in constant pursuit of my dream. The one thing that I knew for sure was that I needed to make some serious changes. I made it simple. I picked one thing that I knew I could take immediate action towards improving. That was my weight. I gained close to 60 pounds since my playing days in university. Because I'm tall and because the weight gain was relatively gradual, not a lot of people really even realized how heavy I actually was. The extra weight also came with some health complications that were very real and very serious.
Oh God, oh, here it comes.
I knew that losing the weight and all of the discipline and consistency that it would take in order to achieve my ideal weight or my fitness goals would just be beneficial not only to my health but my life overall. And make sure you watch all the way to the end of this video. Can you? Because I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to lose all this weight while still eating all of my favorite foods. La, 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 cookie world. Chips, chocolate bars, poutines, pizza, you name it, I was eating it and your boy still lost the weight. The easiest thing for me to do day one was to commit to myself that I was going to do something active every day. Now, it's important to note that this was right in the middle of the pandemic.
If you ask me, this whole pandemic has been a giant waste of time.
Everything was locked down. I was working 100% of the time from home. No gyms were open, social distancing. So like I couldn't even go to the gym to play basketball with my friends. Over the years, it was the one thing that I had stayed somewhat consistent with. I would bring my belly out to men's league with me once a week, 2 or 3 tournaments in the spring and summer. And this kind of always kept me, I think, from really slipping in terms of my weight. No matter where I traveled for work, basketball always gave me that sense of identity. Being a former athlete, the one thing I knew how to do well was how to sweat. I knew how to do that. I'm not gonna lie, the first couple weeks, it started out with just long walks, taking my dog for long walks.
You need a break?
Then, you know, I gradually started incorporating some push-ups and sit-ups every day. It's hard at first. Then eventually, I got the heavy bag up in the basement, dusted all the cobwebs off, and I just started hitting it every day. I was sweating profusely every day, and that sweat, I don't know, it just became something I began to look forward to every day. The first couple of weeks, it was hard, mostly because of the physical pain. But once you get through that, once you accept that, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's gonna be painful. Your body is gonna go through things. If you are committed to change, committed to growth, it's gonna cost you. It ain't free. It's gonna cost you sweat. It's gonna cost you pain. It's gonna cost you time. So you gotta be real with yourself and be ready to commit. I knew if I wanted to lose the weight, consistency and daily sweat were going to be a big part of that. So I took a sport or an activity that I already had a passion for or was already kind of familiar with. When I was in high school, I was playing football, basketball, and dabbling in boxing. And I always wondered what would have happened had I chose boxing. Not to say I would have been the best professional boxer or anything like that, but
I'm the prettiest sight in the ring today. That's my label.
It always lingered in my mind what would happen. So anyways, I just took that. I took that kind of that thought, that question, what if I would have picked boxing? And I just kind of ran with it. Got the heavy bag up, started hitting it every day, and before long I was incorporating some shadow boxing as a warm-up, then would do a light stretch after. So, you know, I was kind of like training like a boxer in my mind.
You know, that we do for a living what everybody try to avoid for the rest of their life.
The pure joy I got from actually training like a boxer, I can't even explain to you. It's kind of like that feeling you get as a kid when you first learn how to ride your bike, or when you take those first couple strokes in the deep end with no flotation device. And it's like this eureka moment, like, wow, I did it. I can put myself back there mentally and remember those feelings. And this is what it felt like. This is the same kind of joy and satisfaction that I was feeling. And that feeling didn't go away. It grew with every pound I lost. It was all a mindset. I accepted the pain. I accepted the time that it was going to take. I accepted that I had made this mess. That just gave me the power and control to start fixing it. How can you fix it if you don't accept it?
It's time for me to stop being so irresponsible.
I think it's also important to highlight how making healthier lifestyle choices outside of, you know, the daily exercise and what you're eating, how important that really is to your success in this fitness journey. One major change that I made was I stopped drinking anything that wasn't water. All the alcohol was cut out. I loved pop, cut it out. Loved apple juice, orange juice, grape juice, all the fruit juices gone. All that stuff I cut out. Water and black coffee or tea. No cream, no dairy, no sugar. When I sat down and really kind of measured it out, I was consuming over 1,000 calories a day just in what I was drinking. It was an easy decision to cut those things out. The increased exercise at the age of 39, it was definitely tough on my body. So I started to incorporate stretching after my warm-up. So I would shadow box for a couple rounds, get warm, get a little sweat. Then I would commit every day to stretching 15-20 minutes. And this, I feel, really did wonders for my body, just in terms of how I was able to perform and how hard I was able to go during my training or exercise. Injury prevention. I think it just benefited me in so many ways. And looking back, I think this was a really important part, because if your body starts breaking down, you're not going to be able to continue to train every day and to continue to sweat every day. So it's really important that we manage these machines and invest the time in our bodies that they deserve. We only get one body. You can't go buy a new one. So one positive that came from all the pain and muscle fatigue is that I slept like a baby.
Oh, literally, I'm so tired. Oh my God.
And I think this is another often overlooked aspect of, getting fit and trying to lose weight and starting your journey. Your body needs to recover. I can't stress enough how important getting proper rest and sleep at night is, and all of the training and daily exercise will definitely help that. You will sleep great, especially the first couple weeks.
This is a really good idea.
Weight loss isn't just about the physical aspect. It's about nurturing your mental and emotional health. Stress is a lot like the extra weight I was carrying. If you kind of neglect it and don't get a handle on it early, it can just get away from you and have some potentially catastrophic effects, life-threatening effects. So for me, ensuring that my mental health was also improving was a necessary part of this transformation and journey, and it almost became just a natural byproduct of it. As you embark on your fitness journey, it's important to incorporate activities that will bring you a sense of calm and happiness. It's a big part of it too.
I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich.
Meditation, yoga, reading, watching positive motivational material like this video that will help uplift you and make you feel better about yourself, better about the possibilities, better about the future. All of these subtle changes and activities will help keep you mentally fit and on your path. Last but not least, of course, is the diet. After trying different diets that were never really sustainable for me to begin with, I've been doing a lot of research, especially in terms to some of the health-related issues that I was experiencing. And the one thing that kept popping into my orbit, or into my algorithm, so to speak, was fasting. The more I became aware and started to educate myself on fasting and the benefits around fasting and how it could not only impact my weight loss, but impact my overall health and longevity, I really felt like it could be a potential game changer for me. So I'm not going to go into breaking down all the ins and outs of fasting, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a personal trainer, I am not a dietitian. So I'm going to save you guys a lot of the scientific jargon and let you do your own independent research on fasting, ketosis, autophagy. There's a lot of things, and I'll talk casually to them, but really I just want to share with you my experience, the process, the results, and how it worked for me.
Guess what? It worked!
I will talk shortly about ketosis, because I feel like it's very important, something you've probably heard many times now. Ketosis is a state your body kind of goes into. Once it's burned up all the sugar in your body will switch over and start using fat for fuel. Basically, by depriving your body of food and sugar, it will eventually convert to fat as an alternate fuel source. And the two most basic ways to get your body into ketosis is either by cutting out the sugar, the carbs, basically most of the stuff that tastes good, or by fasting. Now there are two types of fasting, intermittent fasting and long-term fasting. I'm gonna do a whole video on long-term fasting. I'm going to show you guys exactly what happens, what it's like, what I do as I'm going through a 72-hour or 48-hour fast. So make sure you hit that subscribe button because that video is going to be coming really soon. For this video, and just for the purpose of this story and how I really, lost the weight with no diet, it was intermittent fasting.
Surprise, surprise.
Really just started restricting how often and how long I would eat for, and that's really all intermittent fasting is. It's just restricting your eating window. Since we're kids, we're taught the 3 meals, we're given snacks in between them. You're eating all these meals and little mini meals all day from the time you wake up to the time you go to sleep.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it!
And for me, I had grown out of breakfast kind of when I was in university. I just found that I didn't like eating breakfast. I felt more sluggish. I don't know, I just functioned better. I felt on an empty stomach in the mornings. So already not eating breakfast, I already kind of was doing some intermittent fasting, even though I was gorging throughout the rest of the day. I decided to just extend the time that I wasn't eating a little longer. I worked on this reward system. I don't like punishments, I like rewards much better, and I always felt like cutting out all the foods I loved was a punishment and just not sustainable because I love to eat. I've been cooking since I was a kid. It's something I'm very passionate about.
Here, let me sing you a little song. It might clear things up. I'm gonna make love to you, woman. Gonna lay you down by the fire.
Man, I just love to eat too much. So I really felt like this would be my best chance at success, where by limiting the window that I was eating to a 4-hour window, anything outside of that time, water, coffee, tea, that was it. That's what really started changing everything.
This is magnificent.
It really is. This is a game changer.
I was still eating what I loved. If I wanted spaghetti and meatballs with some cheesy garlic bread with a slice of pie for dessert, I was eating it. If I wanted to order Chinese food for a treat on the weekend, I would. Now again, because I cooked and I've been cooking basically most of my life, most of my favorite dishes and favorite meals are just like good hearty meals, whole foods. It was always pretty diverse. I just love cooking. I love making soups and stews. I love making roasts with side vegetables and some greens and some mash. So I was able to keep all that stuff intact.
So good and tasty.
That being said, in my 4-hour window, if I was, working my tail off all week, man, I grab a Snickers, I grab a chocolate bar in that 4-hour window. I was just really disciplined and structured around that 4-hour eating window. Would I have lost more weight even faster had I cut out everything? All of the bread and all of the starches and all of the carbs? And absolutely.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits.
So, if that's something you want to do, by all means. I can't really speak to that.
See, I don't do things like that, so I would have no knowledge of these things.
But what I can speak to is intermittent fasting, eating better, making sure you're eating balanced meals when you are eating. I just stopped eating fast food.
The one and only Big Mac.
It was just like, why? I love to cook. I'm a good cook. There was just no reason for me to continue stopping for that McChicken. So I cut that out as well. So now I was going to work. Once all the restrictions lifted, I'm still on this weight loss journey, but now I'm back in my car driving every day for work. It did make things a little more challenging, but easier at the same time, because, you know, when I did get hungry, I wasn't stopping. I wasn't pulling over for that donut and croissant or whatever. I was, you know, accustomed to do them prior.
I eat donuts from anywhere I can get them.
And really the thought of the meal that I was making when I got home, that lasagna or that steak and mashed potato with some broccoli, that was all the motivation I needed to stick to the fast until I got home, until after I trained. It was that reward, that dangling carrot in my mind that just kept me locked in. I'm not a doctor. Disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I'm just a real person with real experiences, and I'm here to share them with you. And if there's anything that I've done or I'm sharing with you that sparks an idea or makes you want to try something, then it served its purpose. That's why I put it out here.
Hey, wait a minute. Of course, that's it. Why didn't I think of it before?
Just putting this on YouTube in the hope that it enters your algorithm, because I think you need to see this. I'm talking to you the same way that I wish somebody would have been there talking to me. I've been fasting like this for over 3 years now, and by committing to this way of life, it's not only helped me shed the weight while still being able to eat basically everything that I love, it's helped me keep it off, which is the most important thing. By really committing to intermittent fasting and daily sweat, I've really transformed my health.
You've never faced anything like this.
And health is wealth. Your health is everything. You want to be here for as long as possible for your children, for yourself. Give yourself more time to, you know, develop. I am a late bloomer. I started late in almost everything I did.
Always late, worth the wait.
Started late in basketball, started late in boxing, started late, you know, trying to start businesses. Everything's been starting late, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. As long as you're trying, as long as you're giving it your all, you are going to get out of life exactly what you put into it. So start putting everything you have into it to get everything you want out of it.
While I eventually puked my guts out, I never puked my heart out. And I'm very, very proud of that.
Again, I'm not a doctor.
Hi, everybody.
So I'm not advising you or encouraging you to start fasting today. I'm just telling you what worked for me. I'd love for you to share your experiences in the comments. I am still learning a lot about fasting, a lot about health and fitness myself. Like I said, I'm not certified in any way, shape, or form. I'm just coming to you with real life experience here. It's all about restricting your calories by eating less. Do your own research. You should take bits and pieces from a lot of little places and come up with your own formula.
No, in the hub we don't use measurements.
I think that's the best way to success. Take some of the stuff that maybe worked for me, take some of the stuff that maybe worked for a couple other people, and find out the best way that works for you. And of course, as always, talk to your physician, consult your doctor. You are not going to get any doctorly advice here.
Damn it, don't give me that medical jargon. Just tell me straight. Is it going to be okay?
One piece of advice I will give you is that if you can find something that you're passionate about, maybe it was a sport you used to play as a kid, that like me, you always wondered, what if you would have just devoted more of yourself to it? Maybe it was just something that you always were interested in. You watched as a casual fan, and maybe it's not like one of your traditional sports, like a basketball or even a boxing. Maybe it was jiu-jitsu, maybe it was wrestling, maybe it was rock climbing or riding your mountain bike. Whatever that thing was for you, tap into that inner child. It's gonna make you happy, number one. And when you're happy and you're feeling positive, you're gonna be way more productive and you're gonna be working way more efficiently. Fasting alone will not get you the dramatic results that I achieved. But if you're serious about dropping the weight, and the amount of weight you have to lose is significant, then it's going to take a combination of daily exercise, reducing your caloric intake, as well as reducing the amount of stress and distractions in your life. If you are able to commit to these things on a daily basis, you are going to be amazed with the results. Your actions are the opportunity. The opportunity is there. It's never too late. If there's one message that I can leave you with today, don't do what I did. Stop putting it off. Stop making excuses.
I wish I could exercise with the rest of the team, Coach, but I've got such a bellyache.
And start today. And by becoming healthier, you're going to inspire others to do the same. You're going to ensure that your kids have a real example to look at. They don't have to go on YouTube. It's all on you. Take action and take control of your life. Remember, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody can do this work for you. Let me be clear, I'll say it again. Nobody is coming to save you. You have to get it done. You got this.
Focus on the goal.
Holler at me in the comments. Let me know what you're passionate about. How are you getting back into the best shape of your life? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Arcovision for more motivation towards your transformation. Till next time.
Oh, and in case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Arcovision.